The morning hospital hallway smelled faintly of antiseptic and hope. Michael sat quietly, his fingers nervously drumming against his jeans. He wasn't a man used to hospitals. He avoided them whenever possible. But today was different. Today, he was about to give away a piece of himself. To a complete stranger, a 38-year-old single dad from Ohio, Michael had never thought much about being a hero. He worked long shifts at a construction site, raised his 9-year-old daughter, Emma, and went to bed exhausted most nights. Yet, when he read a post about a woman desperately needing a kidney donor, something inside him stirred. The plea wasn't from a family member or friend. It was from a nurse writing on behalf of an anonymous patient. All Michael knew was that she was young, her situation was urgent, and no matches had been found. "I can live with one kidney," he had told the nurse, half joking, half serious. But maybe she can't live without one. The tests, the waiting, the medical briefings, they all blurred together. He never asked who she was, never saw her face. The hospital had strict confidentiality rules. But the day before the operation, he wrote a note for her. "Whoever you are, I hope this gives you a second chance. Take care of it and live fully." When he woke after surgery, the nurse smiled. "It went perfectly. She's stable." Michael smiled faintly, his body aching but his heart full. He didn't need thanks. He just wanted to go home to Emma, who had been proudly telling her classmates, "My dad's giving someone a new life." Across the city, in a private recovery room shielded from public eyes, Eleanor Grace, the reclusive CEO of Grace Industries, opened her eyes for the first time in weeks. Billionaire, yes. Powerful, yes. But loved? That was something she wasn't sure about anymore. For years, Eleanor had buried herself in her empire after losing her husband in an accident. Success couldn't fill the void of loneliness. Now, as she lay weak but alive, she asked her assistant softly, Who was the donor?" "They said he wished to stay anonymous," came the reply. "Then find him," Eleanor whispered. Weeks passed. Michael returned to work, limping slightly but smiling more. The world went on, until one evening he came home to find a black car parked outside his small apartment building. A well-dressed woman stepped out, elegant yet warm, her eyes glistening. "Mr. Carter?" she asked. "Michael Carter?" Yeah," he replied cautiously. She extended her hand. "I'm Eleanor Grace. You donated your kidney to me." He blinked, confused. "Wait, you're that Eleanor Grace? The Grace Industries CEO?" She nodded gently. "You saved my life, and you didn't even know who I was." Michael scratched the back of his neck. "Didn't matter who you were. You needed help." For a moment, she just stared at him. This man who had given her something no amount of money could buy. Then she smiled, a real one, the kind she hadn't felt in years. "I'd like to thank you properly," she said. "Not with money, but with opportunity. What do you dream of?" He hesitated. "Honestly, I just want to give my daughter a better life." A few months later, Michael found himself standing in front of a new construction site, this time as the owner of a small company backed by Grace Industries. His daughter ran across the lot, laughing as Eleanor watched with quiet pride. She had gained a new life in more ways than one, and so had he. Neither of them had planned it. Neither expected it. But sometimes the most extraordinary connections begin with a simple act of kindness from someone who just wanted to make the world a little better. And on that quiet spring afternoon, as the sun dipped behind the steel beams of a new future, two lives, once strangers, stood side by side, proof that one selfless choice can rewrite destinies.